Happy Monday, everybody! Welcome to the On It Instagram Live series. Today, we're gonna have an amazing conversation with Jessica Figueroa. She is a financial advisor, but I'm gonna let her introduce herself. And we decided to have the conversation of becoming and entrepreneurship. So, what it takes for women to become an entrepreneurship, to become what we want to be, and the struggles that come with the whole new title, the new workload, and everything entrepreneurship. So I'm inviting her in. It should be just a minute here. Oh, there she is. Hi.
Hi, Telma. How are you?
Good. How are yourself?
Good, good. I'm doing here. See if the technology allows me. Does it look great? Is everything? How is it on your end? Yeah. Okay. Perfect. I was just wondering.
Awesome.
Good to see you. How are you?
Good. Okay. So, Jessica, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody here and tell them a little bit of who you are, and then we can jump into the topic that we figured it would be a really good one for our audience to hear us speak on.
Of course, of course. Thank you so much. Well, my name is Jessica Figueroa. I was born and raised in Ecuador. I came to the U.S. when I was 23 years old. And a lot of things, like I decided to go for a traditional career when it comes to going to college, learning a language. But I'm also a mom. In the transition to going to college and also becoming an entrepreneur, which I'm super excited to share my experience, and I hope I can, plant some nuggets there for all the moms out there that thinking that always wanted to have that business, always had those skills, but never had the opportunity. Feel free to, for my story, to take it from my story so you can start, who knows, a business, and most importantly, putting the most important things for you, for your family, your faith, depending on your situation. And yeah, I'm here. We actually connected with, I think we're going to get towards that conversation as well, but that's a little bit about me, and super excited to share what I know, and also this amazing community, Talma.
Awesome. Okay. Well, you already kind of touched up on the fact that you are a mom, and I was very intrigued by your story when we first connected, because I am one too. But we often think that when we become a mom, there is a lot of expectations that come with a title, and there's a lot of opinions that come from people outside of your mothering, your family, and your unit that try to tell you like what is expected of you as a mom, and why you should maybe probably put other things on hold so you can actually show up fully as a mom, when I think that it is your reality and mine, that we really think that by really digging and living in our purpose, which right now is entrepreneurship, it allows us to really better show up for our little kiddos. So how did you decide to become an entrepreneur?
Well, I was sharing a little bit more. It was something that fell into my life. It happened to be in 2020 when I was ready to jump in an internship that I was offered in a hospital here in New York. And the pandemic hit, but I always had the desire since I became a mom to, like you said, the expectations from the family, from people around you. Now that you became a mom, that you should fully be present for your kid. You shouldn't be thinking about going back to work, having any business. You should focus it, since especially with the family. But I always had the desire within me. If I had the opportunity to inspire other moms or to connect with other moms, I always said, okay, there should be moms out there that we wanted to become entrepreneurs, have a business, or even to meet up for coffee, for a glass of wine, just to talk about our experiences. So in 2020, I got the opportunity, and also I was looking for a way to better understand my finances. I always thought in order for you to become an entrepreneur in the financial industry, you needed to have it all in place before advising other people. Let me tell you, that's not true, because in the journey you can learn so much from people, for experiences. Day to day, I get to sit down with families, especially with moms, that share with me the struggles when it comes to about the money talks. That's the most important thing, because the information that's out there. So that made me realize there's the need out there. If I can provide you with information that I'm learning, and also, having everything in place in order for me to help you take the next steps, I'll do that. If I can get paid for that, but I love teaching. I love sharing what I learn, and I consider myself that I have a lot of patience when it comes to teaching others about the things I know. And that's how it started. Everything started online, and thanks to the blessings and the opportunity that I had also to open up my own office, which allowed me to not only teach financial literacy, but also gather other moms that can also potentially become financial entrepreneurs as well, and teach others. And especially in our community, I'm speaking of, in our language, my first language is Spanish. So that's another thing that inspired me. If I can do it, a lot more women, they just need the right tools, the right resources, and also mentorship, which is crucial as well.
All right. So you started as an entrepreneur because you wanted to help others understand their finances. And how do you normally do it all virtually, or do you also have meetups in person? And how did that decision go about in your family? Like when you decided to become an entrepreneur, as you are also a mom, how did that feel for you and your family, and how was that adjustment?
Good. Yeah, that's an excellent question. Like I said in the beginning, it was just for myself. Like I wanted to understand, because I took student loans, which is a huge now out there. I took student loans. Super excited. I a firm believer in investing in myself and my education. So when I came here, I said, okay, you gotta take this student loan, sign up here, super excited. And when you graduated, you need to start paying back. So that was my first thing when I was about to graduate. I was always looking for ways that, okay, how am I going to pay this back until I find a job, until I start making the income. That was in 2020. At the same time, another thing that happened in my family, actually, my husband had an accident. An accident that it really made me think about, as a family, how we can position ourselves in a way that we can support each other. We love each other, and for our family, I can put myself in a way that if I can have a business and I can increase the income that comes to our house, I'll be willing to do that. And so my option was I starting everything online first. So I had the opportunity to get everything in place when it comes to licensing and things like that, because I do have the potential to help families, not only coach them in the area to make better decisions if they want to save more, but also put in a long-term situation that they thinking about sending the kids to college. That was another thing for me. Like, how am I going to send my kids to college? I put it in the bank. It's not giving me enough. So there has to be out there. And there is, but the thing is, there's not a lot of resources also in a simple way that we can understand it, especially as moms. We have a lot on our plate, right? So we want something simple. You tell me what I need to do. I trust you. So that's what I do on daily basis with my business. And like I said, with my family first, understanding it for my family, how this is helping my family, and then potentially for other families, especially moms. I love working with moms, and that's what made me think about opening up an office. The services, it can be fully online, meaning we can have that conversation one-on-one, wherever you are in the US or even in other countries when sometimes people travel. And if you want to meet up with me, we have like masterminds, we have a gathering with other moms, what they doing. We help them in the businesses as well to promote them. The thing is, if we're doing it together in a way that we can empower each other, that's the real change. Because myself, I cannot do it all, but if you have the desire, I can show you, and you can also show me.
Yeah, I agree that history with finances is super important to understand. When I first moved here, I didn't really understand how any of it worked, and I found myself in college being encouraged to go ask for more money, but I didn't know it was a loan versus a grant. So it took me being in college and needing the finances to understand the whole thing behind credit, like how to build credit, how do you get it, how do you obtain it, how do you keep it, how do you grow it, how does a student loan work, how does a grant work, and all the differences. And I found it super helpful to have somebody tell me and break it down for me versus just giving it to me. So actually in the book that is coming out here soon, in less than a week,
Congrats. Super excited for you.
yeah, I talk about the fact that you definitely have to get to know your numbers. And now I don't consider myself a financial coach by any means, but I do understand the importance of being on the knowing versus just expecting and the asking and the using. So I'm glad that there's people like yourself out there that are willing to educate others on the usage and in simple terms that are available to to everybody. That's it's important that we know that there's a community behind us supporting is it like it whatever it is that you dream, right? So we're moms and we're entrepreneurs and we concentrate in completely different areas of coaching, but we are what really kind of got us together was the fact that we are community service based on the fact that we want to serve others. We want to offer what we have learned through our own experiences.
Yeah.
To
And I
serve
think
others.
that complements a lot. If you're a life coach and either financial coach, I think it always comes down to your beliefs and your behaviors. And that's how I also understand, because I said, why is it sometimes when I sit with a mom, regarding of the skin of the color, the language, or regarding of their background, whether college degree, not college degree, there are certain things when it comes to talking about money, which are your behaviors and your beliefs. If
Yeah,
no matter because I show two different situations, but one is if someone decided to take it a step further and say, let me start doing this, let me start working with you, as opposed to I'm scared, I do need more time, I'm afraid, I don't know how is this gonna help me, let me talk to my husband, to my partner. And that me understanding, and that's what I always believe, coaching and also reading and assistant attending to different groups of moms or other professionals, when you can get the grasp of what are the better way that I can ask you the best question, the better questions we ask, better answers we get. So what are the things that I can help them understand that it's okay if feel in this way. You don't feel shame, because another thing, the shame when it comes to talking about money. For your stay-home mom, say, "Oh, I don't make it, I don't work," but no, you're working. If we put down how much you're going to pay somebody to come to clean your house, to cook, to attend to the kids. Oh my gosh, you got to plan for that too. So yeah,
absolutely. I definitely do think that it starts with what we think about money and how, like,
yeah,
before we even get to beliefs, you definitely need to touch base on your thoughts and how is it that you're thinking about certain things. It's that to the thought that I've often attached the beliefs. And based on the beliefs and your thoughts, then you have a feeling and therefore you have an action and that's your behavior. Like, I really
the
do think
reality.
it's like a circle. And in our communities, well, in the Mexican culture, I won't speak for Ecuador, but in the one that I grew up in, women are not necessarily like they encouraged to be talking about money. Like, they are not the ones managing often, because the household is kind of like a hierarchy on the man is the one that runs the house, and the finances kind of fall under him, and he provides, and you kind of run the household, and you're the glue to the house and maintain the home, but the money talk doesn't necessarily belong to the mom, right?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be scary. I mean, it got to be a number conversation. I am also a homeschooler, and so I teach I do everything for my kid in a way that he can get the best values based on my family values and all of that. But I also expose them to reality. Of course, that you need to understand about certain things when it comes to money and the way we talk to our children. I always enforce this example when I don't remember the where I read this, but it says that since your child is born until the age of 7, he or she already has those beliefs and how they will be in adulthood. So we actually don't pay attention to what we talk to the children sometimes, and they might be creating that belief. And when it comes to money, it's, I don't have enough money. Who do you think I am? I think the money grows on trees. And then it's okay, start feeling like there's a limit for you to start making money or even talking about money. Oh my God, if I tell you, like Latinas especially, say, how much do you make? And then feeling like ickiness in your stomach. Oh my gosh, should I tell them? Is it good money? Is it still need to raise up? So, but those are the number of conversations that I think as a moms, other through our businesses, because in your business as well, and the moms maybe have another businesses, how much you make or the budgeting. Okay, this is what we're making. This is what we'll go to the supermarket and say, how much does it cost? So tell me, help me. He's learning about numbers now, so he could tell me. So how much is that? How much do you have? And little by little, making it fun as well. It doesn't have to be like, oh my God, numbers, I gotta be good at math. No, just need to understand and be comfortable talking about money.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, definitely. Like it's a conversation that we're inviting your community and mine to just be
Yes.
aware that there's a conversation to be had, and you can find somebody that you trust, or you can do your own research first if you don't feel comfortable and open to have the conversation yet. There's a lot of great resources and books. I do know that in a different conversation with another financial mentor, I discussed some of the books, but one of them is overcoming under earning. Become a badass at making money. There's all kinds of books that talk a lot. And the funny thing is, like you said, there is the book is about finances, and yet once you start reading it, you realize that it's a lot about mindset. So it is definitely a state of mind and an invitation to you realize or reflect of where you're sitting at when it comes to this topic and how it might be serving you or not, and know that there's a lot of resources out there to support you. But
yeah, definitely.
yeah, all of these are topics that I definitely touch upon on my book, and then I know that you serve your community in New York and I think New Jersey. Emily?
New York, New Jersey, PA, the areas that are close by. We also do in Miami, and all throughout my goal is have like every single family have access to financial education, literacy, in a way that they can make better ask better questions, I should say, and they'll, like you said, find the resources. The resources are out there, but if you do not know how they can serve you for your situation, it just can be there. You're just collecting things. So
right. Well, I want to definitely link all of your information on the notes to make sure that if anybody is curious or is ready to have this conversation and ask these fabulous questions, because yes, it's all in the answers, but these are answers that you have to be willing to hear, and behaviors that you need to be willing to observe in yourself, so therefore you can change them, like anything, like habits.
right. Mm-hmm.
Well, Jessica, I so appreciate you jumping in and sharing your life with us, and the fact that you are an entrepreneur, a mom, and a homeschooler, and all the things, supporting women on learning financial education, and building a community in which this is not a topic that makes you feel any kind of way, but it's a topic that we realize it's important to be on the know, and there is a community behind you to support you on this knowledge.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Telma, for sharing, keep giving me this opportunity so I can share and we can get to more families, to more women. And I really appreciate you too.
Yeah. Have a great day, Jessica.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.